So we move on from State of Origin now, and let's talk about Sydney Championships. We've got the grand finals to be held on a Saturday this year. Can we look forward to anything new and exciting in that?
Yeah, look, we ran the Voiden Cup Grand Finals for the first time in a long time on Saturday last year. That was based around a couple of things. Trying to make it a more family orientated day and hopefully with good weather, have it out in the sunlight, but also giving us the opportunity to move straight from the grand finals into a presentation. That had some mixed success, if we're totally honest about it, but first year in, it was always going to be a bit of a teething issue. We're confident that that will grow, and one of the things that we are doing this year is we're actually going to be able to make that event free, and that comes out of one of the initiatives around the online registration and payment. So the presentation function now, which we're just finalising, will be over at the Concordia Club just over the river there, and rather than charge people to attend and participate, we'll be opening the doors free of charge.
And I guess that's one thing where the players need to jump on board. If you guys are doing the initiative of making an after-match presentation, you hope that the players jump on board so that it becomes bigger and bigger each year. So
yeah, look, that's the whole thing. Everything we do, we're trying to grow, whether that be affiliation, whether that be events, whether that be functions. We're always trying to grow. We're trying to make it as easily accessible to all the participants as possible, but we also want to make sure that they're getting an enjoyment out of it and that they're saying, you know what, it's something, yep, let's keep this going and rolling. And you know what, people out there might have ideas on ways we can improve things, and we're always happy to listen to that.
Okay, and in a couple of weeks we've got the New South Wales State Conference coming up. Can you just tell the listeners out there what they can expect to be happening there, and also you've got the Blues Night on after it, so can you just give us a bit of information?
Yeah, look, it's in many respects it's probably our most important event of the year, because it's an event whereby we can bring all our affiliates in and our regional people in and upskill them so that they go back to their own competitions and they can run and improve competitions. So Joe Blow, who plays Division 10 at Upper Cumbuck West Touch Association, really gets a better product, and that's what we're looking to do. We've got some fantastic speakers. Bo Hansen, an ex-Olympian, he's coming in and talking about leadership in a diverse sporting environment. We've got some online training and practical training from the Sporting Pulse, so all our administrators out there running the affiliates can get a hands-on experience of doing the online registration process and see how that can help them at their level. We're running a women's coaching seminar in conjunction with that, and we've got Donna O'Connor coming in to do some stuff there. We've also got, who's a professor teaching coaching at Sydney University.
And also an ex-great touch player.
A great ex-touch player, played for New South Wales and Australia. Also got Lisa Behag, who's an Australian and now the Sydney Swifts coach, coming in and talking about the relationships between players and coaches and how to manage that. And so it promises to be a great weekend, and the highlight is obviously the Blues Dinner. We're celebrating 40 years of the New South Wales Touch Association this year, and we get to recognise people across a wide range of activities in the sport, administrators, affiliates, regions. We recognise the coaches, players, referees, and we name the best player in New South Wales in men's and women's, the Player of the Year. We name the Coach of the Year, and we also this year are inducting 3 new members of Life membership. Fran Hansen, long-time selector, and from Foster, Julie Andrews, who has been a long-time aide to New South Wales Touch, but also heavily involved in running Walls End Touch for many, many years, and also Jim Nuyo from Mudgee, who has been a long-time referee devotee to the sport. So it promises to be a great night.
Is that an exclusive, Dean, those 3 people, or is it common knowledge that they've made?
Unfortunately, Gary, it's not an exclusive. I'd like to give you an exclusive, but no, they were voted in at the AGM, which is the correct protocol in relation to the Life memberships.
And is there tickets still available, or if any of the general public want to come, is there a way that they can?
Yeah, look, there are tickets available. They just need to contact the office here on 9558 9333. Tickets for the dinner are $70. And it's a great night. There are a lot of touch people there. We put on some entertainment as well, and this year we've got another, I know he would like me to say another great ex-touch footballer, but he was an okay touch footballer. We've got Tahir coming along to provide some entertainment.
Okay, mate, that sounds fantastic. But before I go, I've got a few tough questions for you. These aren't my own questions. These have been sent in to us while we've got this access to you to ask.
Fair enough.
Okay, two. I've narrowed it down to just two, so I hope they aren't too hard for you. But one thing that my friends have sent in to me is home of touch. We've always regarded Tempe as the home of touch. Unfortunately, it seems the sport's getting a bit bigger than Tempe being able to hold the events. Do we have anything marked down in the future where we can have a home of touch? So when we have camps, we're always at the same venue. Every tournament we can have it at the same venue. Is there anything in the pipeline?
Yeah, there is, and it's a question that's probably been floating around at board level now for the last 12 months or so. We have been in discussions with the council here about there's some land available at our current location which might be able to be reclaimed and turned into fields.
Aboriginal land, or is it?
No, just I call it scrub actually. But there are some issues there around green space and things but the council are at least looking at it. We've been in heavy discussions with Touch Football Australia that since the World Cup was announced to be in New South Wales, it's our view and the board's view that it definitely needs to be in Sydney. And part of that process is to try and leave a legacy venue for touch football, and that could be a shared facility between both New South Wales and Touch Football Australia. We've identified a possible area if that was to take place, which is at Blacktown. There is a lot of
Blacktown.
yes, but there's a lot of area out there which is right on the junction of the M5 and the M7, which would allow us to be able to develop a touch-specific facility with office space, boutique stadium, training facilities and the likes. Also looking at other avenues and other areas that around New South Wales and in Sydney that might be available.
Now, the second question, which is big from our viewers as well, is if I had $1 for every time I was asked this question during a game, what's the score? When are we going to get scoreboards in for Sydney Champs and State Cup?
Good, fair question. While we're at Port Macquarie with the State Cup, we have obviously access to the main field with scoreboards and the clock. But here at the Velodrome, it is always, and I would like $1. If I had $1, Gary, we could probably make the sport free for everybody. But that said, we are actually starting to investigate the possibility of having an electronic scoreboard at the Bayview Avenue end of the Velodrome. It's not a cheap exercise, but we have started the investigation. I can tell you it probably won't be up for the Voiden Cup finals. We may be able to do something temporary for that. We don't know yet, but we're looking at it. But I won't give you a guarantee, but I'll give you my word that we're definitely looking at it, and hopefully we might have something in place for the start of the 2013 Voiden Cup.
And last question, have we ever gone down the line? I've been to the First Contact event in Brisbane, and they bring in a large or a huge TV screen which has, you know, maybe the clock on it and so forth, and they can do replays. Is there any way that, you know, something as big as the Sydney Championships Grand Final, the Voiden Cup Grand Final, that you can look at doing something like that? Yeah,
and look, that's what I'm saying. That's something that might be a temporary venue option for us come this year. Again, I don't like to sound like the miser, but it does come down to costs, and we can often get criticised for how we spend the members' money, and we need to make sure we're spending the members' money responsibly. And but it's certainly something we want to have at this particular venue, is that the clocks, we know how much time is left in the game and we know what the score is.
Well, there you go, viewers. We've asked the big questions, and we want to thank Dean for spending some time with InfernoTV. Thanks,
Gary.